Hey guys, welcome back to my Snowrunner chill let's play. We are finally going to be doing the last contract on Michigan, and it's a long one. So we got to go and basically to each region, or like part of the map. We need to give it a bunch of supplies to a set place. First one we got to do is on Smithfield Dam, which conveniently, we're already at the farm, because it's where we ended the last episode. There's wooden planks in this trailer, so we're going to get the consumables and the wooden planks probably there first, and then we can go back to garage and then get service spare parts and fuel and bring them. So this first mission shouldn't be that bad, because we've kind of got two of the things nearby. Now, we're not going to go down there, because we might tip. Actually, we need to go up this way anyway, so that's not an issue. This path, there is a potential. We might tip over again, or get stuck. But we've got enough fuel on us, so we're good to go. Ooh. That would have been bad if we'd forgot that. That would not be the most helpful thing ever. Now hopefully we can crawl our way up here. Mission, it's quite long, but I know they get worse. But as for like contracts go, best way to do it is to try and tackle it in small parts. If we try and do it all in one trip, it's doable in one trip. It's not easy though, and it's probably not worth the time it would take. Especially if you're doing like on your own, it's just easy just to do small, manageable trips and resist the urge to do one big one. Which there's a couple I might do. That'll be the slightly smaller ones. I mean, this one you could also do in one trip. And I probably would do it in one trip normally. Since I was already halfway to this place, we might as well. And plus also we can see how bad it is to tip on that bit, because I did tip once before. Speaking of tipping, we're going to do a little bit of tipping. Or not, okay, that's sturdy. Much better. I do wish you didn't have to, but I mean there's no way to get them off without attaching to the trailer, which I cannot do in this truck, so we'll just pull them over. Is that in enough? Cool. Right, we have stolen some planks to the place. I hate this place so much. Actually just really bad for logs and mud, and yeah, it's not great. We got some stumps to have to avoid as well. As long as we don't tip though, it'll be a nice day. Fuel could also be a concern, because I mean I got 150, which it should be enough. We're using all our lovely power though, especially this hill. There's really not a lot of grip on it. Like the mud's not too, like you don't really have a risk of getting stuck. But you do have to spin the wheel a lot to go anywhere. Can we get up there? I did tip on this corner once because there was quite a drop off. Oh, this bit side should have gone the wide way around. No, I was hoping you weren't going to break. Okay, pull sideways. And this train's actually, compared to most of the region, it's not the easiest thing ever. We can make it work. And I'll bounce our way along. You can probably tell, but this video probably will be a lot longer. Because as I mentioned in previous episodes, I said I was going to do it all in one thing. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but hopefully though, it'll be entertaining all the way. Like a final one, we might make it a little bit special. I think I've done 44th video or the 45th, or maybe it's 30, I can't remember. I've done a lot either way on one region. I think it's about 40. It's either getting up to 40 or just gone 40. But we've done quite a few videos on this, and just for the start region, but I've generally quite enjoyed it. A couple issues here and there, but nothing too bad. Talking of issues though, this bit sucks. I hate this train. Because this bit's on such a dirty angle. Kinda sucks. And all it takes is one little bounce, and you're on your side. And then you think, oh, I'm safe, and then you get stuck in this mud. Which if you go in the middle of there, if you've got a good truck, you're going to have some issues. Good tip for this game is the more used the road looks, the worse it is. Like if it's been driven on a lot, you'll damn. I don't know why I'm reversing this in, by the way, but it's just kind of happened. It's in, but why not? Right, 2 bits done, and now to save time, we are going to recover. Well, I was going to recover regardless. Just we thought we might as well get that bit done. Because I need fuel, which we got, I believe, there, maybe. And then we need to go grab fuel and spare service part. So, should be good. Give me your fuel. Yeah, I do need to fill up all my fuel trucks as well. Because the thing with Alaska is, and with any map we go to be fair, I don't know how much fuel is going to cost. Which obviously is not a huge issue because it's still quite, like, we've got enough money. But obviously, if it's going to be like more expensive than Michigan, because Michigan is really cheap, I don't know how it scales, if it scales, because never played with it on, because the base game fuel costs nothing. I'm gonna play it safe and try and take as much fuel as we can as possible. So that way, because like I know Yukon and I think Colour Peninsula will use quite a bit of fuel. Cola will probably be using more in trucks because they will have better trucks by then. Typically first year trucks as well. And also that region, it's a lot of snow. Snow you go very slowly through. Therefore you're going to probably burn more. But, because like, I know this place is cheaper than, yeah, it's like 2, so it's cheap. And it's also affordable, but I don't know if it gets expensive, we're going to run into potentially some more issues. Not that I think it'll matter too much. Because even on this region alone, we still got 100 40,000. Don't think the money side of things. I feel like I'd have more concern in money if I had to pay for like recovery. But I was tempted to put that on. But the thing I find with that is it's just a little bit too, I don't know, just a little bit, not difficult, it just makes the game a bit longer. Considering most of the time I don't recover later maps after. Once you've got more trucks, I won't recover much. If I do recover, it'll only be to like, if I've tipped upside down and I'm completely well and truly stuck. So I find that more of a thing, it's just making you, yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I didn't want this game to be like too difficult. Especially since I do know no matter how many like things you add to it, it kind of gets easier once you've done like the base game. Because you have more trucks, you have fuel available, you have everything you need pretty much. So, long term doesn't really do much. Because the payouts for a lot of the missions are really good. Which is also why I didn't make it so, because I think in the like base hard mode, trailers you can't sell, well you can sell but you get nothing back for them. Or it's 50% or 20% or something. Now the issue with that is trailers in this game are really expensive, and things like logs, the trailer costs like 14,000, which if you're not getting that money back, it's a bit of a waste of your time and money, literally. So that's what I've kind of kept as is, which also means, though, for us, we get 100% money back on trailers. And I believe that means including trailers that we didn't buy but are spawned on the map. So we will be taking full advantage of that. And probably in between episodes, not in an episode, is I'll go around and sell all the trailers. Because, I mean, if it's money, we can use it to buy a new vehicle, which to me sounds good. And even doing that alone, though, should give us enough. Just got to take these two last little bits, and that's one chunk of this mission done. Because I know in Alaska there's a mission similar to this. Kind of a nice way to wrap up an end mission though, so I can't remember what it's called, but I know it's one that I think you need like 8 slots of cargo to each place or something like that. Quite a lot. I'm actually quite looking forward to go to a new region. Because weirdly, more enjoyable bits of them is actually the scouting. Which I don't know exactly, because the scouts in this game aren't great and the scouting's, it's not very exciting. But I think that's partly why I like it more, because it's simple and you're not really under like stress with it. Like you can just drive about the map having a good time, which I think much more, it's the vibe I like. Now obviously doing cargo stuff I also really enjoy. But the carrying I think is just a little bit more chill, I guess. Especially once we get the Lodestar. Which I don't know which vehicles we get on Alaska, because you get quite a few. A part of me thinks the Lodestar might be one of them, but I can't remember. Because the Lodestar I do like as a scout. It does a good job. it'll get you from A to B, but I don't know what it's like without the upgrades for it, because it's been a long time since I started a new playthrough as such. And when I did start it, it was not a vehicle on my radar. It was one that came later on for me. Because I think when I was first playing the game, I think my favourite scout was the 8x8 and the Yar 87 scout, because them two are good. But then I think I saw a Reddit post about someone liking the Lodestar, tried it out, fell in love with it, and it's a really good vehicle. Definitely really good, and also a lot more exciting to use than the it's kind of on par with the Yard, so, but the 8x8 is better, but you can't attach trailers, so. Still does really good stuff. It's kind of just a good reliable truck to have. Bit steep, right, around the corner. The only trucks in Alaska is, I believe, the Royal BM something. I want to think 17. I can't remember many trucks names off the top of my head, I will be honest. I believe you get that. I think you also get the Pay Star, which is what we're currently in, but obviously I bought this. We do get some upgrades for it though. And we also get, I think you get the Hummer as well. As for a scout vehicle, I don't know how good it is. Because I'll be honest, I've used it in Mudrunner. I haven't used it in this, and in Mudrunner it wasn't bad. Not the best, but as I mentioned quite a few times, we will be using every truck for at least a small job, because part of this series is to see which trucks I've not appreciated, pretty much. So every truck will be having a chance. Some of them might be having a chance later on though, like the Twin Steer. We've unlocked that, I haven't used it yet, but every truck will have a chance to shine. Multiple chances, I should add as well, because you can't just judge a truck off of one task you've given it, because some trucks are good at doing a very specific thing. If you overlook that, you're not going to know what they're good for. I remember when I first used the, I think it's called the Bandit, they're really like light 8-wheel truck that you get in Yukon, I believe. When I first used that, I was like, it's got a tiny fuel tank, it's rubbish. Pretty much was my thing of it. But when I actually started using it, I think I tipped over pretty much straight away. Didn't use it for a while. And then one day I was just going through trucks. That is a little close for comfort, I'll be honest. Let's just crawl out of this real quick. Yeah, so one day I just decided to use it. I used it for like scouting as such. And look, that's one of my like, any tough terrain you need to get in, bring that. That's great. Just gonna have to focus a little bit because this terrain really sucks. glad there's a solid tree on that corner. Just about this bouncy terrain as well, so if you get a little bounce at the wrong time, it can really just tip you over. I'm going to be testing every truck, seeing which ones are good, which ones are bad, but in a very casual way. I'm not going to be testing them as in like running them through specialised tests, just getting a truck, using it, seeing how it does. There we go. Right, so next, can I choose which one we do next, or these done? I don't want you to cross out when they're done. Consumables, concrete block. To Island Lake concrete. Can I get that from cargo container? Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Okay. Do you not have... Only issue I have with controller is it's really hard to select the thing you want. But do you have concrete blocks? No, slabs you have, okay. Forgot I had you there actually. So, fuel consumables. I don't want to have to drive all the way up to there to then get back to Island Gate. Island Lake even, not Gate. Dromedary, not necessarily. Oh, Island Lake has nothing on it. We do have a warehouse. Don't have anything in you. Oh, I think you're just drilling equipment, aren't you? Okay. No trailers with any in either. I don't want to drive all the way back up there. Drive. That might actually be the best option. Oh, not really, still long, isn't it? Yeah, okay. We need fuel consumables easy, and then we just drive up there, grab it, go back down. Not thrilled about it, I'll be honest, but yeah. Don't think there's that many slots. Yeah, it's only 3 slots. These slots isn't too bad. Fuel we need. That's what's going to take. This one's going to take longer. Just because I got to drive all the way to the top of the road. Hopefully for the last. Actually, no, because we've got to go Drummond Island at some point, so. Not the last time, but one of them. Because I will say, you can definitely overdrive a route. And that route I've well and truly overused. Like, well, too many times for my liking. Don't crash. Don't like it. For some reason, trying to go fast on, like, road in this game does not like it. If that road was dirt, though, go grab the fuel. We might do most of this in first person, change it up a little bit. Because I think first person for easier missions, can't go wrong with that really. Just, wrong thing, yeah. On fuel, yeah. Cool. Now we're going to go to the farm, and our fuel is a small concern. We'll just because we're going to have to do a lot of driving. Oh no, farm, that's where I'm going. Got lost. Right, onwards we go. I guess it's a good time for it to be night time though, because I mean we're pretty much on the road for the majority of this. Board for Alaska. Because like I said, new vehicles, new upgrades. We're gonna have more money as well. Which, if you've got a truck recommendation you want me to try, one that I can buy, as long as it's not something I'm going to unlock within the next like 2 or 3 regions, then I'm willing to buy it, try it out and see, because like I said, next region we're going to have a lot more money available, so actually being able to afford a new truck we'll be able to do. And I mean there's lots of good trucks to choose from. The site I've got my eye on, so the truck I've got my eye on is let me quickly show since we're literally here. Yeah, so the truck I want to buy, not that thing, even though it is a beast, but we got no need for it, is which was it? Not heavy, I think it's one of these, is this thing. Right now the FLD is one of the like, paid trucks. And this thing, it's not particularly overpowered, like it's only got 6-inch tyres, so not like stupid, got all-wheel drive. The main reason why I want it though, is this add-on is quite useful, gives you a nice little frame with 500 repair points, and this, which has 300 fuel on it, which basically doubles its capacity, and it's not that thirsty of a truck. So you can go really far with it, and it is just quite a nice truck. I've used it a decent bit when it came out, and yeah, I want it. But other than that, I'm not like. I've also used this one a little bit as well, which again is a very good truck, 8-wheeled, but a little bit more. It's a bit better, which I'm not really looking for like a. I don't want a vehicle that's going to make everything else we get seem rubbish. I think I want mainly because for longer missions, or like more, just, like I say for this mission, I won't have to even think about fuel, it can just do it. It's much more my kind of vibe most of the time. Getting a vehicle that would be able to go a longer distance without basically unassisted is kind of what we want. Do plan to get that potentially, and it's quite cheap as well. Like 84 grand is not outrageous at all. Yeah, so that would be the truck I'd probably buy, but if anyone has suggestions, then I might be persuaded off of it. But it's also that's a truck we won't ever unlock unless you buy it. But we will end up getting every truck anyway by some point. It's a bit deep. Also, it would be nice when I have more than like 2 workhorse trucks. That's really all we've got at the moment. Because I know the GMC I can use, and it probably wouldn't do awful, but I'm saving that one till it gets its upgrades. Because there's a region where you get, I think that diffs and all-wheel drive for it, and then it actually becomes quite good. So I'm still waiting for that. Grab these consumables. Turn around and get back the way we came. Turn the engine off and then go. I don't think there's any fuel left in you. Fuel, got consumables, concrete blocks. The only other quick way up is along here, but that's not very quick. What would do? Even up is up here. Well, that's not going to work, is it? I mean, we'll take the shortcuts up below, because that cuts off a decent bit. There's another one up there, but that's not really worth it because this bit's not difficult to go around. I kind of wish there was one up there, that would be nice, but unfortunately we'll just have to drive this road again. Go back down it, I guess. Wait. There we go. Yeah, we can make some progress though. We'll just plod along this wonderful road. Which, when the road itself, nothing bad about it. I just done it too many times. Literally more the thing. Luckily though, this video will be the last time we go on this road, which I am actually quite happy about. Okay, this bit's a little bit deep. Don't think there is fuel in you. Go to my gun stack. Come on. To check, but I don't want to stop here because I'll get refuel. Okay. Gonna have to do a change of plan because I know for a fact I ain't gonna make it up there. Do have you, but you're not gonna have much fuel in you, and there's no fuel up here. Ideally, I should have put a fuel train on this path. So we're going to actually GMC, hop in you. I can drive you. Yeah, drive you to the fuel station. I was going to go that way, but I've been meaning to get fuel anyway. Hey, you got diffs, but no all drive. Yes, this thing probably won't be bad, but just lacks a few upgrades, really. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this up, and then we're gonna park it along. I want to get to there. Should be doable, because then we can use it to fill up on the way back. And when we get to Drummond Island, will also be in a decent place. Because when we do Alaska, we're going to have fuel trucks set out in multiple places. Because that is something I didn't do very well. Also, it's just a matter of fuel. Actually, like, we're going to need like 2-3 fuel trucks just for garage as such. I do prefer using fuel trucks over trailers. Typically trailers are useful if you want to leave it somewhere. Trucks are like a lot more because I can recover them when I need to, which makes the tidy up a lot easier. And you can, and they can also be rescue vehicles as well. So for them reasons alone, I kind of enjoy it more. And I mean, we're going to have a lot of spare trucks. So most trucks will be fuel trucks, unless I want them to do something else. So this thing does handle quite nicely going downhill. It's a bit of a slide, a bit of a bounce, but to be fair, the tyres probably play its part. I don't know what tyres this thing has. It is a highway truck anyway, so you would expect it to be good on a road. Ideally, anyway. Right, so 200. Yeah, it's $3,000 for it's a lot of fuel. This one's quite cheap, so I think the Black River one was cheaper, but obviously we're going to find out how pricey Alaska is. Because depending on that will depend on how much we try and save on fuel. So we can go to you, fill you back up, and then we're going to drive GMC all the way to there. Because I actually don't mind this truck that much. Definitely gets the job done, but the one gets all drive on it, which I can't remember which region it was, but you do eventually. Quite a decent truck. Quite bouncy as well, which isn't too bad. Got nice bright lights as well, which is a big thing for me. Because not being able to skip time means night time I have to deal with. Again, it's not something you need to like. Most of the time people skip time. It's great for you. But just night time in this game I do actually quite enjoy. Just not for a gameplay aspect. That's why I decided to turn it on, because I do not have the control to not skip time because it gets annoying. But it is also quite nice. But it's just the way it's a little bit too dark. Which is realistic, I guess, but like, I just want to be able to see a bit. This thing actually does quite well on the road. It's quite a stable truck. At least when on like flattened. By stable I mean like not sliding, tipping. I actually don't know how stable it is. But it does a lot better having weight on it as well, because it's rear wheel drive. So with like rear wheel you definitely want weight on the back wheels, because if you don't they're just going to spin. I have parked my truck in a way. I get that space. I'll give you a little bit of juice and should be good. We'll go to where we need to go. Because then this should set us up for the last. Tom's going to be going down this bit. Need too much though. The one change I would like with this game is to make it so trucks could go a little bit further, or just have more fuel in them. an upgrade where you can upgrade your fuel tank and it your truck's performance or something by making it heavier, giving it less ground clearance, something like that. Because I would quite like a trade-off for having more fuel, other than like a roof rack, say. I'm also not like crazy about a roof rack, because the thing with every new vehicle that comes in this game, you can add one to it. I'm like, why don't you just give more truck in the fuel? No, give more fuel in the truck, and then you don't need the roof rack. Now, the roof rack just seems like a cheap way to just kind of deal with the lack of fuel in some trucks. So I'm like, let me do like a fuel canister thing and just have it so you can put them in trucks in more places. Because there's some trucks, or especially some of the Scouts, they have back seats just empty. And I'm like, realistically, you could get a bunch of fuel canisters, dump it in the back, sorted. Got fuel, but some trucks guzzle through their roof rack anyway, so done some damage. I would enjoy this game if trucks could just go further on the fuel they have. Okay, when it's like that, this thing's not made for rocks apparently. Because that for me would be a lot. I'd like to actually be able to like really take my time more. Because when I last played a mud run, that's one thing I noticed, is your fuel typically did last quite long. Once the map sizes were different and everything, but like, get quite far through the map before your fuel became an issue. See, the only like other way it doesn't deal with fuel is to put a worse engine in, which typically for this game doesn't work well, because most vehicles are quite, even on their best engine, don't have enough power. So, kind of my issue. Well, actually, we're going to park you. Yeah, park you here. Not in the way, and where we need it. Perfect. Back in you. All the way to the top of the hill. Which, once again, we'll get it over and done with. We just got to go up the hill, down the hill to Idle Lake, and then deliver. Straightforward. Just for my memory. Okay, then it's Black River, then it's Drummond Island. Concrete slab, get from there, metal beam. Well, that's fine. Black River's easy. Okay, this is going to be the worst one then. That's fine. Otherwise, I mean like, longest. I don't think this video will be stupid long. I will better start doing longer videos now as well, because I've got my new internet, and it is basically double what my old internet was, so it kind of helps with a lot of things. So uploading videos now takes half the time, or nearly half the time, a little bit less than half, I think. Let's see, if a video takes an hour to upload, it now takes like 40 minutes or something, so not too bad at all. Which now means doing longer videos won't take like half a day to upload, because my upload was really quite bad. Still not great, but I mean, it's an upgrade. And it was a free upgrade as well, which I'm not going to complain if my internet wants to do a free upgrade. Nice thing. Considering I use the internet an awful lot. I did check how much I use on my PC, and I think it's like 300 to 500 gigs on average a month, which is a lot. Well, seems like a lot. I don't know if it actually is a lot, to be fair. I don't know compared to other people, but like, it's also, in comparison to that though, that's only like downloading like 4 big games a month, which some people definitely do. But I don't really download games that often. I kind of play the ones I have. I probably download about 1 a month, to be fair. That's like 100 gigs worth of games anyway. Because I, for the most part, play the games I already have. Because typically there's not too many new games that interest me. Not big games at the moment. There's a couple coming out soon that should interest me. Just yet though. I'll say Forza Horizon 6 is looking interesting. Because I played 3 when that came out. Didn't play 4 because I didn't have access to Xbox games at the time. And then I played 5 on PC, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed it a bit. I enjoyed the game of it because it's in Forza Horizon, can't really go wrong with it. Didn't get on the map that well, but I still played like 100 hours on it, so decent. Then, see, Forza Horizon 6, we'll be playing that. And I mean, it's set in Japan, which I think for a racing-based game, or like just you can chill, go drift and do all that, I think it's a lot better vibe-wise. Whereas I think 5 was set in Mexico, I want to say. Didn't really, I don't know, the map was just a map, it didn't really have much impact on me. I don't know what the correct term is, but yeah. Didn't really vibe with me that well. There were some bits of it I enjoyed. I think there was like a couple of roads I really liked. But other than that, not great. My personal opinion anyway. Obviously some people probably enjoyed it, but yes, I'm hoping that game's going to be good. And then the potential game coming out this year is GTA 6, which I am heavily looking forward to. However, highly, what's the word? Like, I want it to be good, but I don't know if it will fulfill expectations, especially of like general social media expectations. But I just want it to come out, it to be fairly optimised for most things, not like, obviously, I just want to be able to run it nicely on my PC. My PC is not like an ancient thing, but it's not like the newest thing. I just want it to be a game I can run, and I probably want it to be on PC, will it? As long as it runs nice on console then, put it that way. Which, I mean, if it runs nice on console, it runs nice on my PC, but like, yeah, actually it probably won't be on PC. Because I just remember Rockstar don't typically release on PC straight away. Either way though, it'd be just an optimised game. It's fun to play, story's good. Because the story mode of Rockstar games are typically quite good. But my main concern is the online, because GTA 5 online, I don't know if they can recreate the success of that. Because that game was really good, and then they kept adding stuff which made it good, and then they kind of just inflationed everything they kept adding, which to me meant the whole, like, when GTA 5 first came out, the online was fun because you could just spend time doing wacky stuff with your mates and it was fun. And then they made it gradually over time. No, what am I doing? Yeah, gradually over time they made it so to do any of the new fun things, which, let's be honest, once you've played the game so long, you're going to be looking for new fun things. Like new vehicles, tanks, jets, all sorts of cool stuff, businesses. They all needed money. Typically, quite a lot of money. German, if you wanted to do all the new fun things, you had to go and do many hours of all the old fun things. Like all the old businesses, all the whatever way you grinded money pretty much. And the thing that kind of didn't gel with me too well, the fact that if you wanted to make decent money and make money quicker, you kind of had to invest the money. So you'd have to, like, say, if you wanted to make money the most efficient way possible, you often had to buy another business and upgrade the business, put a load of money and hours into the business, and then eventually you'll be making loads of money. Which in itself, I don't mind, but the issue was every time they had a new business, if you wanted to make more money to get the next one, which you kind of needed to because the prices of stuff kept going up, it was basically just a snowball effect. So most people spend a lot of time grinding for the sake of it. But I mean, I have grinded quite a bit, but it was more of a, I did enjoy the grinding to some degree when I chose to do it. But the thing that really made me, like, not enjoy it so much was it's mainly the AI. Like, when you're playing against players and all that kind of stuff, I didn't mind it too much. But the AI towards, like, the end of the, well, as the game got older, it became stupid. Like, I remember doing some missions and we would have a dude with, like, a random thug with a pistol headshotting you from, like, 200 yards away or whatever. And I'm like, it's a bit outrageous. Or they'll be chasing you in cars and they'll be hitting you with every shot from miles away behind traffic and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah. Kind of became a bit more, and there's lots of stuff to prevent you from having fun, and more you had to, like, fully be, like, locked in, try and doing everything properly. Like, it was less just having fun with mates and more sweating out. Which, I mean, some people liked it. I remember there was one dude on YouTube grinded to 1 billion, I think, or over 1 billion or something, just because, and I'm like, he made very good videos because he kind of taught you the most efficient way, which I then used. But the way I used to make money towards the end of my playing of it is you can have a nightclub which stores products from all your businesses, and then you can sell it from there as its own separate business. So I just done that on AFK most, like, I just leave it on overnight, doing an AFK thing. That nightclub stocked up all your all the products it can have, go sell it, make like $1 million, I think $1.5 million I was making, then just rinse repeat that, because I couldn't be bothered to do much more grinding. Considering I got burnt out. In GTA, it's up as one of my most played games. I don't know the hours, which kind of shame because it's split across 3 different accounts I had. because I had it on PS3, lost an account on PS3 due to losing my password because I was very young and very stupid. So yeah, lost a password, couldn't get back into my account, so lost access to it. Made a second account, and then, because I was young and stupid, done the same thing again. And then my third account, I played a lot, pretty much. Got really burnt out, then stopped playing, and then one of my mates got back into it at the time. This was like 3 years after that, or whatever. One of my mates got back into it and said, let's make a brand new account together so we can both like start from scratch kind of thing. I was like, yeah, sure, sounds fun. Started it, got back hooked into it. They stopped playing it after 3 months. I then continued to grind, and it's the account I've got now. So I played it for like probably 5 years after that. So yeah, definitely good, but it just kind of became a little bit. The main thing that grinded my gears all about it was, the most expensive thing in the game was the adder, which was $1 million, which was like, you got that, you're balling type of thing. And obviously back then, there wasn't many ways to make money, so that $1 million took a while to grind to. But now, every time they do an update, all the little cars that come with it, like little sports cars, hatchbacks, SUVs, all of them are a minimum of like $1.5 million. And I'm like, it means the adder, people are going to see the adder and think, that car doesn't mean you're wealthy anymore, it means you're poor, and that's the best thing you've got, like. So, didn't enjoy that too much. I like the Z-Type, which was my favourite car, because it's an oddball car, but I loved it. That thing was like 950 grand or something, or 750, something like that. But yeah, weren't a fan of inflation, pretty much. Other than that, great game. I will also say, the races on that are probably the most fun in any, like, driving game I've had. Because I think my playtime on races is probably like a third of the time of my total played hours, like, because I done a lot of races. So many. The only issue I found again with later on in the game is when they added more stuff for everyone to be doing. Less people actually spent time doing races, so finding lobbies for racing became a little bit difficult. Which, I mean, you spent most time just in lobbies waiting and not playing, which is not very fun. I mean, you could race by yourself, which I've done plenty of, because when it's like 3 times money, you could make good money doing that, just racing on your own. Bit sad, but whack on some YouTube, go around at a decentish pace, you don't have to push yourself, make some good money. GTA 6, I'm hoping be good, obviously. And I'm pretty confident the story mode's going to be good. It's just the online could be very grindy, very like microtransaction-y. If the online comes out without any microtransactions in it, I will be really. However, don't see that happening at all. So, we'll see. If that game, and also there is also the risk that the game's not going to come out this year, which is more plausible, I think, because they've had some like issues. They've had it already been delayed once. So I'm like, once you delay it once, they're probably going to delay it again. GTA 6 is not ever in like risk of not making money when it does come out, so I mean, it's going to be like #1 ball game within an hour, probably. If we're going to crash all the like servers of stuff, I mean, even if it comes out with online day one, You're not going to be able to play it because servers are going to crash, so. Yeah, so I feel like when the game does come out, best bet is just to play the story mode. Don't even bother with online for a couple of weeks probably, because the chance of you being able to get on is going to be really low. Unless they somehow do what every other company has struggled with and get servers be able to deal with the traffic. But I'll be insanely impressed if they manage it. Because every game, no matter how well prepared they are, even how many people they know are going to be on the game, they've never managed to get their servers be able to handle the amount. Which I feel like it's just like anything, if you have too many people trying to get on at once, it makes it difficult. Even when they do like a timed release, I can't remember what it's called, but like where it releases like at a set time in each time zone or whatever, it's still going to be too many people. Even if you've done like one country at a time for a couple of days, I think it's still going to be overwhelmed. Especially like US as well, which has high amounts, same as all the Asian countries as well, like they're just not really plausible, I don't think. Considering it might also, I don't know about the first game, but you'll probably reach over 1 million players on it at any one time. That's however long. Because most games seem to, well, I'll say that, most big games, like, especially this year, there's been quite a few high sold games. So, but I do hope it does come out this year, because there's games I'm looking forward to this year. Last year got spoiled, so I'm not too concerned because I've still got a bunch of games on my backlog to play. I'm looking forward for GTA though, because I mean it's GTA. Good thing. Also, best believe if it does come out, it's going to be on this channel, so stay tuned for that. Because I'm not sure how it would fit the vibe, but you can do a lot in GTA typically, so. Where do we need to go here? Log station. That's just down there. Wonderful. Just gotta go down, round. This bit shouldn't be too bad. I do hate it. I think I've mentioned this before on other maps as well. But just start me further back so I don't have to reverse beforehand. So awkward. Hopefully I've got the fuel to make it. Should do. Do need to be careful of tipping. So because we got we're overloading. Does mean our weight's going to be a little bit higher up than usual. Okay, this is not the angle I really want to be at. Gone through the mud. I actually don't mind this region too much. Like this map's, it's quite relatively flat, which I like. And there's nothing here really. It's the only thing I don't like about it. So it would be nice if this game had like a big forest to go through. Some maps are like, they have forestry areas. I mean like a dense forest. Obviously they probably couldn't do a dense forest because I assume it takes a lot to run up this amount of trees. Like a nice big dense forest is what I would like. Like a rainforest type vibe, I guess. Because I feel like just having different areas. Then again, would be a pain in the ass, so probably best they didn't do that. Because it just realising how bad trees and branches are and stuff, yeah. I would like actually, I know they've done the expedition game, like a scouting heavy game. Expedition. I got it. Played it. Played like 20 hours of it, so a decent bit. I just couldn't get on with it. If that makes sense. I think a lot of people have probably similar things, but like, I don't know, I didn't dislike anything in particular. There was nothing I disliked in particular about it. It just is a bit, don't know, it's odd. The only thing that game made me want, I think the issue I had, was it had loads of mechanics in it, which I really liked, but all I ever thought was, man, I wish this was in Snowrunner. Like, being able to have an inventory in your vehicle, and you've got like, thing that flips you over. There was, you could put down a winch point, like, you could put down an attachable winch point and it will stay there. You could, increase and deflate your tyres and stuff, and it had loads of cool little mechanics like that. And I will also say, typically didn't feel that bad for like rock crawling and stuff, which this game kind of sucks in. But the actual gameplay, I might have missed something, but it didn't really, I don't know, it felt all a bit, I don't know what the goal was, I think, which could be because it isn't one, could be because I didn't pick up on it. Because like with this game, you know, you're working to restore the area, get cargo moving, get like warehouses open so they can rebuild. That's typically your goal. Which a lot of stuff you do in this game makes sense to that. Wish you could see more of it. But the actual gameplay, that's what you're doing it for. Whereas Expedition, I never really got. And like, I know you're just scouting an area, but yeah, I don't know. The other issue I have with it, the bigger issue why I stopped playing it originally, was the controls are slightly different. I can't remember how I do it. I think there was a way to change them. And if you want to play Snowrunner and that at the same time, my brain can't distinguish between the control schemes easily, because they're pretty much, there's a lot similar between them, but it's like to turn on diffs it's a slightly different way and turn on all drive is slightly different. All little stuff like that, and especially since I play with no HUD, I don't need to then try and like think about what button I need to press. If I ever finish Snowrunner, and Snowrunner then done, and I'm like, I need something else to play, I could give it a go with this. Well, if I'm having a break from Snowrunner, like enough, if I'm having a break from Snowrunner, I'm probably going to want to play it, because it's kind of similar. Same as a Roadcraft game. I played the beta of it. Not really my cup of tea. It's not bad. But I feel like when it came out, loads of people enjoyed it, played it quite a lot. Like, I don't think many people are playing it because it kind of gotten bored, I want to say. Or like, well, they've just gone back to Snowrunner. Like, it scratches an itch because you think, oh, I wish this stuff was in Snowrunner. It's not because the actual game is, like, good. It's more because you just want to be able to do that stuff in Snowrunner. Like, I built a wonderful road on it. And again, all I thought was, it's not, oh, I'm doing this for whatever in the game. It was literally because I was thinking, wish I could do this in Snowrunner. Like, that was more the thing. Done this. Have we got metal beams here? Okay. What we're going to do is probably recover. And then we're going to do the Black River one, which should be a lot more simple. They have also got, I think it's Road King they're making, which is like a Euro Truck-esque game, I believe. So that'll be interesting. Alright, service hub, fuel, simple. I can do both of these, okay. We'll do Black River first. As that makes sense. Service hub, go back down there, get down there. Get there, go grab fuel, and then go Black River. The old house, where is the old house? Oh, it's there. That's really quick. Okay, wonderful. Thought it might take a little bit of time. I thought it was going to be on the other end of the map, to be fair. Near where the garage is or something, but... that one never done that much damage. I do think it would be nice to have like a kind of like a I don't know what it's called, but like a scouting based game but with a goal. I don't know quite what. Kind of like the type of game where you could have to like get from A to B, but kind of just a set route and you have to like make your own route as you go kind of thing. Vehicle spare parts. Like, I guess a good example would be like one of the Top Gear specials where they had to go through like a jungle or something and they had to cut their way through like vines and logs and clear the path to then get their cars through, like that type of vibe. Could be quite a nice idea for a game. Like, you could just have maps, similar to Snowrunner, you have regions maps or whatever, and the whole goal is get from point A to point B, but there's like dense forest, there's rivers, there's like fallen trees, old roads that have been heavily overgrown, so you kind of have to like crawl your way through type of vibe. Which I would love a game like that. But that would match my scouting enjoyment quite a lot. Obviously, how fun would it actually be? Who knows? But kind of what I wanted the expedition game to be, but to be fair, I did only play one map on it. The second one as well, I can't actually remember. But it typically seemed to be like quite open maps. And I kind of want something a bit more dense and like closed in. But I might replay at some point. Probably should, because I feel like I missed something. Because I think a lot of people didn't like it because they don't enjoy scouting. I like the scouting part. I quite enjoy scouting for the whole, like, I don't know. Also, it could be a game that was better with friends. I didn't even play with anyone really. Mainly because my friends who play Snowrunner were interested in it because they don't care for the scouting part, so, I mean, fair. But could have been better with it. I've also think I did see some stuff about it saying that the co-op's quite broken on it. Like Roadcraft, definitely better to play with friends. Playing on your own doesn't really hit the same as playing with friends. I mean, hopefully a good game will come out. That's what I want, but we'll see. There was a I've seen loads of like TikToks and Instagram reels on it. I think it's called Over the Hill. It's like a scouting type of thing. Now that does seem a little bit up my alley. I don't know, that's why I'm picking stuff up. So, could be good. But again, I don't know how good it's gonna actually be. Or if it's gonna come out, because it's like an indie game, so I think it's called Over the Hill. It's essentially, from what I've seen of the like show and gameplay, it's basically like you and nothing up to 4 friends can go in little jeeps through, jump inside, go through like not harsh terrain, but I don't know how, go through terrain like over mountains, through forests, that kind of thing. And it seems like honestly, it seems like a something that would be a perfect vibe for the channel. There's no release date yet, I don't think. But again, when it comes out, probably will play it on the channel, because from the gameplay I've seen of it, the vibe looks really good. Which again, the vibe of games is kind of what we're after. I don't mind waiting for games at the moment because, as I mentioned, my backlog is a mess, but I have this issue where I like to start games and then I wish I had done better, but I don't finish them often, not straight away, which is a really bad habit that I need to kind of get out of. But as you probably, if you've seen my channel for a while, I've started quite a few games and then I just didn't finish them for one reason or another, but it's not like I'm never gonna finish them. It's just I'm a bit like, say, a dog. If it's playing with a toy quite happily, it will enjoy the toy's great, it loves it. You show a new toy to it, it'll go to that one, pick it up, play with it, and then you show another one, it'll go to that one. So I kind of just get like easily distracted from what I was playing and then go play something else. I'll probably at some point go back to it, but just don't know when. My backlog at the moment is quite annoying to me because there's like, I want to say 8 games I've started but not finished for an amount of reasons. There's like a game that's like top priority on my list to play, which obviously I want to play but I can't play it because I've started other games and I don't want to start another game with other games being started. So I'm putting that off. But then the issue is, because I really want to play it, I don't really have much drive to play all the old games I've started. So my backlog, essentially, 3 months of the year, this year so far, I haven't completed any of my other games at all, which is really bad. So I'm gonna definitely try and complete some, especially since summer's coming up. Well, a little bit away, but a few months it'll be here. And typically in summer, my gaming time drastically goes down. Like, pretty much like a quarter of it I'll only be playing. So, okay, back to drum done. So I want to get, oh, didn't mean that. So I want to get some of them done by then, because I know otherwise I should not have recovered. Never mind. Because otherwise I know it'll be till like winter before I finish any. I mean, I could even try doing 1 game a month, which would then be 12 games a year, which would heavily help, because the other issue I've got, which is probably a very common thing I feel like, is I will buy a new game even though I know I'm not going to play it this year. Which I did stop doing because 2 years ago, was why my backlog is so bad, is entirely because anytime a game went on sale, I bought it. Like, and I knew I wasn't going to play it yet, but I knew I was going to play it eventually, so I bought it. But the issue is, you do that like 40 times, your backlog gets pretty big. So, it's all that right. We need metal beams and concrete blocks. Both of which, one's there, I don't know what exactly, and one... a concrete slab, must know the difference. So we get a slab from there, beams up there, to Drummond Island we go. Simple. Pretty much anyway. But yeah, so I do really want to get focused on my backlog. Because the other thing which didn't help it was, I was originally doing a lot of JRPGs and RPGs for this channel. Obviously I've decided to kind of like, not stop completely, but take a little break and maybe do one week of just 1 game. Maybe I'm still kind of deciding on the amount of it. Yeah. So obviously, I got a few games I started on here, which I then stopped recording on. Then obviously, I haven't had a chance to finish them as such. Yeah, the only game I do know will be being played on this channel currently, that's a RPG, Days and Skyrim, which I need to actually record a video on at some point, but kind of been into Snowrunner and Factorio at the moment. And that'll be Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because I really enjoyed the first one. Though I do think it kind of matches the same vibe Skyrim does. So for the channel it's not going to be too bad, I don't think. But, we'll see. Obviously I've not even bought that yet. Do it at some point, and then we can do it on the channel. Again, I don't know like, how often should I upload? See, I upload daily for the most part. Just to find the balance of the games is the issue I've been having. Because like, I know if I'd done SnowRunner, say, every day, it would probably do better than if I alternated between, like, say, Factorio, for example, which is not really surprising because Factorio is a lot more niche, but it's a game I'm enjoying at the moment. It's quite chilled, so that's why it's there. And also, I don't want to be, like, stuck as such playing only one game, because if I done only Snowrunner for, like, say 2 years straight, if my channel grew on that, it would then be very difficult to change to another game, which is why I always kind of want to keep a variety aspect, because being locked into one, like, specific genre of game, especially one that's like driving based or like driving sim, not really. Kind of want it to be more of a anything goes kind of thing, not completely anything, but anything that's a chilled vibe, essentially. Which, I mean, there's definitely a lot of games that do fit that, but sometimes the other thing is sometimes it's hard to tell the vibe of a game until you've played it, which is why, like, Snowrunner, I played that before doing it on the channel, so I knew the vibe of the game really well. Same as Skyrim, same as Kingdom Come. I played that like 60 hours before I played it on the channel, so I already had a good idea of the vibe of it. But when I play like a new game, I don't. Well, before I buy a game, I research it, but I do like a spoiler-free. Don't really look at. I look at some gameplay stuff, but not like in depth. So it's hard to say. Like, I'm also go off reviews in general. There's a couple YouTubers who I watch who do like game reviews, and typically their interests are similar to mine, so if they like it and say it's good, I can often trust it will be good. They're also ones who aren't like sponsored most of the time, so you can actually like have a lot more trust in their word. Because there's been a couple people who are sponsored by either other companies or whatever in one way or another, and let's just say they're not the most unbiased, I guess the term you could use, because they will overlook problems and not mention them. Say something is a problem when it's not as big as what they're making it out to be, kind of vibe. So I find it's really good if you can find like 1 or 2 people on YouTube who do reviews that have a similar mindset to what you like in games, because that way you can trust their word a lot more. Because like I said, the couple of people I watch for like reviews, I can put good faith if they say an RPG is good, I will probably enjoy it regardless. Like, and even the ones they say that they don't like, they typically give a very fair and like unbiased reason to why, which you can then make your mind up whether that affects you too much or not. Because there's some games like the Trails series. I only started playing that for 2 reasons, which was I was looking for a turn-based game to play, and I was looking for something quite slow-paced. And on all like the bad reviews, it was too much dialogue and too slow-paced and like very boring or wet, all that kind of stuff. Which, obviously, valid reasons why you might not like a game. However, that was my exact thing I was looking for. And then I played it and then got heavily into it, and it's probably my favourite series of anything, not just games, but like, you go anime, you go TV shows, you go movies, whatever. That story of the Trails series, I don't know anything that rivals it really, in my opinion. It has all the good things I like in a thing. Only downside is about it is I have to play it, which is a weird thing to say, but I feel like if it was a full like anime, so if you had all the same stuff in the games and you made it into an anime, it would be my number one thing. And because the only say bad thing about it is a bad thing and a good thing. It's much just know what I said. Like the only bad thing is just how much you have to play. Like, but the game itself, like the individual games, you can complete them in between like 70 and 100 hours. The issue is there's like 13 or 14, maybe 15 of them, and it's still not finished. So, but the games do respect your time, which I really like. Because there's some games which they're very long games to play. Like anything over like say 50 hour, I'd deem a long game for like story player games anyway. Snowrunner tramples that massively, so good points for that. But yeah, like there's a lot of games which are like 50 hours plus, but a lot of that time is mainly you doing stuff that I don't, kind of like filler, I guess you could say, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Because if I'm doing something in the game, I want it to have like a purpose. It would be like Snowrunner releasing a map where they're like, oh, this map has 300 hours worth of content in it. It's like triple the size of all the other ones, or like triple the playtime compared to all the other maps. And it's just really deep, like sticky mud the entire way, so you just crawl through it like no speed. That to me wouldn't be fun, for starters, and also wouldn't make the map bigger, because some games do like 80 hours of content, and it's just the same content on loop. Like that does not 80 hours of content. Like there's the Trials series. Their games are long, but a lot of the like grind as such, in quotations, is typically talking to all the NPCs. Because all the NPCs, every time you progress the story, all the dialogue changes. And they typically have a lot of, I mean, the amount of NPCs in that game that have their own like story and life and shit. You spend a lot of time getting invested in them, or I do it especially. So I want to go speed them all, but if that's not your thing, you don't even have to. So it's like you could easily probably complete the game in like 60 hours if you don't talk to all like the NPCs every time. But the only thing I'll say to that is you're kind of missing out, like, ah shit, I done a boo-boo, I just realised. Did I not put a thing into there? I just realised I was at this place and I would have gone past the first one. Is there slabs on Drummond Island? No. Luckily. Okay. I just completely got sidetracked. Well, luckily I've got the White Western Star over there. But yeah. See, I had too much faith in my points and I did not put a point in the place. I do think goal for this year is to get my backlog down. I might actually start trying to do one game a year, not a year, a month. To be fair, actually, got the beam, concrete slab. I mean, it serves me right. Just wait, turn this around. I can drive this up to it. I didn't expect that to roll up. The damage I was expecting, but not to roll up it. Come turn you around. Well, the concrete slab, yep. Well, we get to give this a drive now. That was our real reason, we'll pretend. So the other issue I have when it comes to like, I guess habits, is I typically, oh no, don't get caught on the sign. Like my like a bad habit you could say, is, I say bad, it's good and bad if I control it, is I typically get hooked on something. So like, some people I know, they can like do bits and pieces of things and flow between them quite nicely. I severely struggle with that. I think I've mentioned it in previous videos as well, but like, when I was doing, say, 7 videos a week, so a video every day, and I was doing 7 games, so a different game each day, I had a huge issue getting back into another game, because typically I record on average like 2 videos a day, and then I have a couple of days break and then record again, so like typically I do like 3.5 days recording, 2 days off or something like that. But yeah, the issue I had when I was doing that sort of thing was I forgot a lot about the game I was trying to play at the time because it got muddled up with all the other games. And on top of that, it would take me a lot to get into the game again, which I think probably made my videos slightly worse, just for the fact I wasn't as into the game. And it's very difficult to, well for me anyway, it's very difficult to fake being into a game at the time. So like, I feel like the videos overall were worse because I cared about it less, because I wasn't as into the game I was playing. Which is why like, currently on my channel I'm kind of playing games I want to play regardless of recording, because in that way I'm a lot more motivated for it, therefore I assume better video. Which I'll let you guys decide whether that's the case, but ideally it would make sense. So yeah, that's my main issue, is I have trouble like switching between stuff, because as I mentioned, like, people I know, they can switch between multiple things quite happily. But the thing I find is, like, it can be hobbies, games, anything. Once I'm playing one, I'll like, I'd say like hyper focus or hyper fixate, I don't know what the actual thing's called. But like, I'll focus one thing, do loads on it. Let's say for instance Snowrunner. If I like 3 of my own like channels, say for instance, if I wasn't doing videos for other things and trying to keep a balance of stuff, and if I was just doing it as my mind wants type of thing, this would be the only game I play for probably a good few hundred hours. But the issue I find is I kind of have to keep on top of it, because otherwise it becomes mildly controlling, kind of like an addiction type of thing, in a very mild term. Because like, once I get into something, it'll be, for instance, like on YouTube, I would only watch Snowrunner content, and then before I go to bed, I'll be wanting to play Snowrunner. When I wake up, Snowrunner, so it kind of gets like, it affects my like everything else I do, because I'm constantly wanting to do something. Just using Snowrunner as an example, but it can also, I can use it for a better thing. Whereas like, if I get into weightlifting, it'll be all I do. So like cardio, that goes out the window. Weightlifting, any sort of like, any of the boxing I do quite often, that goes out the window. Like I just hyperfixate on weightlifting in particular, and typically there's a couple of exercises in there that I would then focus more than others. So in other words, doing anything in a balanced way is not really my strong point. But like even at the moment, one of my main things is running, whereas I've been doing loads of running, and I never disliked running as such. Recently, it's been the thing I've been enjoying, so I keep wanting to do it. And I had like phases of doing drawing, which again, I've never been into drawing as such, but I got so into it where, it was more last year I got into it quite a lot. I got so into it where everyone in my family and like close relatives, birthday and Christmas, got me drawing stuff like pencils, pens, all sorts of like drawing stuff. I can't remember half of it, to be fair. There was so much, but it got to the point where I've got a drawing of like under my desk, which is now completely filled with pencils, like all sorts, like literally just colouring pencils and like different, I don't know what they're called, like all like drawing like pencils, like different thicknesses and different shades of pencil, like black, I don't know what colours. Like it's kind of mental that everyone just thought, oh, he's really into drawing, we'll just buy him. Because I didn't ask for any of it, like, which I'm very grateful for, because like it was helpful, a lot of it. But just where everyone could tell how into it I was, and just went, time to buy him drawing stuff. Like, which was definitely, I think also part of it was people were just happy to probably, because I'm typically quite difficult to buy for, because I typically don't want things that isn't like a game or something. Like there's not much not cheap, but like most games are like 50 quid, say. There's not much less than that I typically want. So most times I just say, give me some, like a voucher or something. I'll be more than happy if people ask me, like, is there anything I want? But I think people were like just happy to be able to buy me presents or such rather than just a voucher. But I'm quite happy with either, to be fair. Like, the only issue is then I got so into drawing, I wanted to do it on like the digital drawing, so I then bought a tablet, like one of the drawing tablets, like pad tablet thing, and I got heavily that. Then I wasn't drawing even more than what I was beforehand. Only downside is that I don't really draw with paper anymore, and I've got a lot of like sketchbooks, a lot of pencils, a lot of colouring pencils, some cool pens, all the stuff I previously mentioned, and haven't used it for a while, so I feel a little bit bad about that. But a tablet is just a lot more convenient because I got it on my desk 24/7. It's plugged in my PC all the time. It's just a case of that my what's it called, drawing software thing, and off I go. And I don't get a dirty hand, which is just a nice little add-on, because being left-handed, using like pens and pencils left-handed, I smudge so much, and not a fan of that at all. Oh yeah, unpack you, stop you, change engine. So yeah, I kind of go through phases of interest, you could say. Sometimes though I keep 2 or 3 on the go at once. Like at the moment, it's kind of like Factorial's kind of got a bit of my attention, and a little bit of like running as such. My running's not as bad though now, mostly because I do try and keep it in check. Because I know if I let myself, no pun intended, but run wild with like stuff is, it'll be all I think about and all I do. To the point where, like, when I was so into running, I was actually, like, watching running videos on YouTube and stuff, which isn't a bad thing. But it's just the fact that was all I was then watching. So, I kind of stopped myself hyper-focusing on stuff, which, again, it might be some form of, like, mental thing. I don't really know. I mean, if someone said that I've got some form of, like, not mental disability, but, like, some, like, ADHD or sign of autism or something, I wouldn't be shocked by it, but obviously I'm also not really one to, I think I'm not really too fussed about having like a diagnose of that kind of stuff, like, because I'm very much, my brain's what it is, and I just kind of work ways to deal with it, kind of thing. Same as like having anxiety and stuff is, I've technically, I think, been diagnosed with anxiety, but not like, I mean, not officially, I don't think, maybe. I actually don't know. I've never had a psychiatrist or doctor or someone tell me I've got anxiety, but I do take meds for it, so technically. Oh, there's a trailer there. Well, that would have been good to know. Never mind. Yeah, okay, that's fine then. But yeah, like, I'm not too fussed about like being diagnosed with stuff. I think, I know some people might not agree with self-diagnosing, but I won't say I self-diagnosed to say I've got a diagnosis. Like, for instance, some people might say they're like autistic, and I know some people might say they've got like some ailment. I don't want to name any, for example, because like, it doesn't really matter much. But might say they've got it, not have any issue as well. It's not so much a self-diagnosing that's potentially an issue, but it's more the fact a lot of things is too general. Like, for autism, say, I don't, it'd be me not knowing too much about it, but Timothy and that decent bit, I think. But yeah, something like autism I feel is very hard to diagnose unless you've got it, because it's on like a, like a scale thing, like a spectrum, that's it. So like, you might have a lot of the traits as such without actually, you could have not many of the traits, but you could have it. So I feel like something like that's a lot harder to diagnose yourself with. But also I do think if you suspect you've got it, it can also, not just autism, but like anything, I should say, just using that as an example. But like, if you suspect you've got so-and-so ailment or whatever, it can then lead you into getting the treatment and the help and the dealing with it kind of thing. Because like, for instance, I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia like 3 years ago, I want to say. No, I can't remember when. I think it was 2021 or something, so 5 years ago. Getting old. I was diagnosed with that like 5 years ago, but I only got diagnosed from it mainly because I said, well, I didn't suspect something was wrong. My body was on its last legs pretty much, so it's kind of how I know. But I only got diagnosed with it originally because I knew of it because I was not self-diagnosing, but researching what was going on wrong with me. Because I was literally like bedbound, had to quit college, had to basically lost a lot of life stuff. It wasn't until well, I was telling everyone in my family how bad I feel when like something's not right, that my mum then called someone out, like called out for a GP to come around because I was literally like bedbound, couldn't walk, walking upstairs knackered me, like floored me pretty much, and like, my whole body was not great. So and it was very obvious to anyone looking that something wasn't going right. But yeah, my mum then got a GP to come round, checked me out, said, I can't remember because again I wasn't in a sane state at that point, like I was basically out of it. She then went back to the doctors or whatever, and then a few days later she called up saying she wants to run some blood tests on me, and had said blood tests, turns out had an underactive thyroid that they thought was the cause of my like the crippledness, you could say, and got me medicated for that. Done another blood test, that was then sorted. My pain was still the same. For those that don't know, fibromyalgia causes like chronic pain, or like widespread chronic pain. So I got medicated for the underactive thyroid, which isn't that bad in itself. It's just where your thyroid gland doesn't produce the hormone or much of it or something like that. I don't quite know the details. It's not as I don't actually know too much about it because it's kind of like running the family, so I wasn't too surprised I had it as such, considering both my sisters have had it. My mum has it, or yeah, something you kind of get and keep. I think my like grandparents had it and all stuff, so it's not really that surprising that I had it. And it's just a thing, you take a pill every day, it keeps you ticking kind of thing, like, solid. But yeah, like this, so I had my thyroid condition diagnosed and treated, still had all the pain, still couldn't really, I could move slightly more, because when you're, I believe when your thyroid condition's undiagnosed and not treated, your body does start shutting down, which is what mine was technically doing, or something similar. Plus, with the widespread pain I had as well, basically just mean I couldn't really move or do nothing. But yeah, so I got that treated. Still had loads of pains, constant headaches, feeling sick, all the symptoms I still get regularly, to be fair. But gained a lot of weight as well during the time, as I was like, ooh, mainly because I was not moving, eating too much, recipe for weight gain pretty much. But yeah, eventually got sent to physio because they thought it was like a muscular thing. And by this point I was researching a lot about what conditions it could be, what it couldn't be, trying to rule it out. Came across a fibromyalgia, and I was like, I can't disprove, I can't prove I've got it. I also couldn't disprove I didn't have it, because most things, like, you can say you've not got it because I haven't had this symptom or that symptom or whatever, and it's slightly different, but yeah, I couldn't disprove any of it, so I was like, maybe I didn't, at the end of the day, didn't need to mention it to anyone or like get tests for it, because my physio person I went to, they said he couldn't treat me because I had chronic pain that wasn't muscle related after he like examined me and everything, and then he sent me back to the doctors, who then got me referred to rheumatology, where they then done a bunch of tests on me, like blood tests, urine tests, all the tests you could basically do, and basically most things came back good, a couple things here and there, but they then said, we've tested everything, even went for x-ray, MRIs, all that stuff, everything came back clear. And then they said you got fibromyalgia and hypermobility. Two things don't go well together, because hypermobility, that one kind of was like a slap in the face, because I didn't ever expect that. But yeah. I think self-diagnosing is not a bad thing, as long as you don't have bad information for it, and also obviously don't try and self-treat. No, what's the word? Don't try and don't self-diagnose and then self-treat yourself as such. Like you should really you should get yourself self-diagnosed if you're then going to go through the route to get yourself diagnosed, or the treatment you need, or ways to manage it, as long as you can confirm you've got it as such. But it definitely is a place for it though. Oh, look at that money. Okay. Yeah, frontline. Okay, nice. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed my rambling today, because like I said, I wanted to do this video to kind of have not much editing in it. I wanted it to be like a long kind of special video, and the only way I know how to do that and keep it somewhat entertaining is to ramble. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope what I said made some sense in some points. Probably not, because when I ramble my brain doesn't work. It barely works normally. So, and I hope you've all enjoyed. And in the next episode, we shall be in Alaska. Probably going to do a little bit of scouting, get to see the maps, because I believe there's 4 maps again, so we'll have a lot to get around with. But as I mentioned, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.